Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Brielle Robillard about The Lake, which is streaming now on Prime Video. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
It's pretty crazy, summer weather and everything, and this is a very summer show.
It's very on time.
I just find that really funny because with the pandemic, there was a lot of shows that were delayed. You know what I mean?
Totally. No, we hit the mark. We planned it out. You can expect the unexpected in the film industry, so we were on it.
Has it hit you that it's finally out?
Honestly, kind of, not really, because if people don't, I don't know. I mean, most people probably do know this, but we film so far in advance. So it was like a year until it came out the next year. And so once you're done filming, you're so excited to see it. But after a year goes by, you're just like, okay, when's this coming out, guys?
Absolutely.
I was so excited to watch, but yeah, it's hitting me now for sure.
It's crazy. And, it's filmed so amazing. It's a great comedy series and everything. What can you say specifically about getting in kind of the mindset and prepping for like your role and everything, like going to the lake basically?
Yeah, totally. I was definitely familiar with cottage culture and kind of what they were looking for because I'm Canadian and that's kind of what all Canadians grow up doing. But I'm certainly very different from my character. And I found it definitely a challenge. Like other roles that are probably like more challenging textbook wise came to me easier than Terry did because obviously she's a very shit disturber-esque type of person.
Yes.
But once I got in the wardrobe, I mean, our wardrobe designers are so incredible at what they do. And, I had like these like frat glasses on and the bikini and the sweatpants. And it really, the wardrobe helps me a lot. The makeup was wild and certainly being around the other characters, like my other sisters, we got really close on set and we hung out all the time. So we really built like a familial connection. Even now we text almost like pretty much weekly. Yeah. And so really connecting with the cast, getting the wardrobe, getting the full transformation helped me a lot and being familiar with the culture.
You knew it was kind of a comedy series and, you probably knew about did you know what you were signing up for a little bit? Because I feel like the audition process is sometimes they tell you a lot, sometimes they don't tell you anything at all.
It's so funny because I feel like I'm literally talking to my extended family right now because they're always saying, so the first episode, it's very funny, a little shocking. And I'm like, yeah, no, I read the script and I was like, this is definitely timely and it's edgy, it pushes boundaries, it's cool. So I can't say that in the audition I knew what I was signing up for, but once I got the full script, I was so excited because I've never seen a comedy series that's like so accessible and inclusive, but so fresh and new. Like nobody's ever done something like this. So it was really, the more I knew about it, the more excited I got.
I feel like comedy has always had serious undertones, especially this one. A lot of characters are going through a lot of tough things in their life, a lot of grief and everything. Is it something that we're kind of used to as a society where like these comedies with serious undertones, Brielle? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I definitely think for people to have stake in the game when they're watching something, they need to feel connected to the characters. And a lot of times we feel connected to people when you figure out their whole life story or their whole like the people as a whole, right? Yep. And those are the messy parts, those are the funny parts, those are the exciting parts. And I think The Lake does an amazing job at showing, the hilariousness in kind of the awkwardness. Like Justin's character is always kind of talking too much. And there are certain aspects that I think because they show the messy parts and it ties together the comedy, but it also helps you understand the fullness of kind of the human experience we're trying to show while still being funny and accessible, like I was saying before. So they really hit the mark on that. And those are one of the things that I'm so proud of to be a part of, dealing with harsh issues and the reality of the world, but putting kind of like this funny tone on it because that's kind of how you should get through life.
Well, I think, they're saying comedy series and everything. I mean, the first thing that kind of comes to mind is it's slice of life, right? And that's like, like my favorite kind of genre.
Totally.
Which is amazing. Filmed in the Muskoka area, right? Did you ever go there before or was that like your first time around that area?
So we filmed in North Bay, so it is
Okay.
Northern Ontario kind of lake region, and that was my first time there, and it was honestly like incredible. It was so fun. The town was so exciting, had a lot of stuff going on, had festivals, had all these like really cute little markets. We just had the best time, and everybody that was on set hung out off set pretty like every week. And I hung out with my sisters on set every day. So it definitely felt like a family, and North Bay did an amazing job of welcoming us and having a really vibrant culture, which was amazing.
I feel like, when anytime a project wraps, it's bittersweet because you're not going to see people that you're with for a while. Was your kind of mindset too, though, from the kind of storytelling, acting perspective, was it like, all right, bring on the next project? Or like, was it kind of like an emotional, overwhelming kind of experience where like you needed kind of a break? Like, what was that like?
You know what? It's tough because every time I finish a project, you really do feel kind of the weight of the fact that you have to say goodbye to something that you love. But I filmed this in a pretty insane time in my life. I was starting my first year of university, and I'm a full-time business student. So I was kind of balancing both, and I was missing my first month of school. So I was excited to go to university, but it was so weird because I'm getting off of set culture, and I'm trying to meet new friends and like start my life in Montreal. And I'm just like, I was so used to, I would say things like, I called every meal lunch because that's what we do on set. Every meal is just lunch. Or I would say, like, every time somebody would ask me a question, I'd go, oh yeah, copy, because that's what you say in like your walkie. So I had these like, it was weird adjusting to that culture after being on set for so long. And it was definitely really tough to say goodbye to the cast, which really felt like a family by the end of it. And you're making magic when that happens. So it's definitely bittersweet.
I can't wait for like the moment where like you're in class and like someone's watching the lake, like in your class.
I hope that happens. That would be wild. That would be wild. Imagine.
It could happen. You never know.
I love this show. I love this is a great.
Can you imagine? It's also like a scene with like you and Emily and Caleb, and then they look at they're watching.
Oh my gosh!
And they're like taking a double. That would be hilarious. I'm just saying.
Back in the back, yeah, no, for sure. So
I saw something like there was like an actor from like The Sandlot was like took a photo on the plane and he saw someone watching The Sandlot and he tweeted I was like, thanks for I know.
Yeah, I'm like, I've made it.
That'd be pretty crazy. What is your favorite thing about storytelling? Because that's what Brielle Robillard is. You're a storyteller. That's what you do basically. What's your favorite thing about storytelling?
The reason I got into acting was really my love for the collaborative process. So being a part of that, I don't think the actors are, the forefront of the storytelling process at all. I'm really just trying to, help the creator's vision come to life and really try to meet everybody's needs and wants on set. So I love that aspect of it, the creative process. But storytelling to me is a lot about, I think it's an amazing thing to remind people what it means to be human and what the human experience looks like. And again, it's not always easy. It's not always tough. There are light moments, there are dark moments. And what really drew me to storytelling initially was that, when you remind somebody what it's like to be human, you feel less alone. You feel, like you can tackle issues. And it also makes such a difference in people's lives to show what people go through. And especially the lake, it's a diverse cast. We deal with a diverse array of issues that people are going through. So I think that's a really important thing to put out there into the zeitgeist and to solve world issues, to alleviate social problems, and to remind people what it means to be human.
And the stories that weren't told before are finally getting told. I feel like that's one of the best things about storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that drew me to the lake so much was that it was effortless that way. Like it didn't scream at you about these problems. It just showed a family that was dealing with a large amount of, inputs and diversity, and they dealt with it with love and kindness, not always kindness with the two main characters. They definitely fight a lot, but approaching a familial situation where everybody's going through different things with love and kindness is truly what I think, helps people get through trauma, helps people get through whatever they need to get through. So showing that that's the approach is really important.
Has it been 1 or 2 weeks since it's been out on Prime?
Oh my gosh, it's such a blur. I know. I want to say 2. It feels like.
Is it kind of weird though that it's actually out because it was like your show, it was the cast and crew show, and now it's like the world show, right? Like it's like a handoff, right? Especially
when I started seeing the ads and my everybody I knew was saying, "Oh, I see this billboard. Oh, I see this ad." Like what a wild experience. I was just going to say my dad's AirPods connected to this laptop moments before the interview started. And so I in the brink of time, I disconnected them, but I was like, this man is about to interview my father about the lake, and his interview is going to look very different because I heard a lot of different things, different family members. My dad would be like, I found it interesting that my daughter coerced somebody into drinking a bottle of vodka. I really liked that part. And I'd be like, that's me, Dad. Hope you're proud.
I saw a lot of like because I also did an interview with Emily, and Caitlin's been on the show in the
Okay.
past before. A
Amazing.
lot of BTS stuff, right?
Yeah.
Were you guys just have that on your phone and you were just waiting until you could post it? Is that basically what happened?
Totally. Like we honestly, like we got along so well. We have so much like crazy, funny, like
Just
hectic
bank the
content.
content, basically.
Yeah. Because we were like best friends off set and on set. So yeah, no, we were so excited to post everything. We were all sending it to each other, and like, yeah, that was an exciting part of it
You
too.
kind of touched on it a little bit, but like, can you tell me more about things that kind of you want kind of stand out when people watch like the lake basically takeaway wise? Like, what are you hoping they'll get out of it specifically?
I mean, one thing that I think stands out is the newness of putting kind of Canadian culture in the forefront of the media, which I think is really cool because Canada deserves more representation. And so I really enjoyed that. And then another part of the lake that I think it stands out too is that it does push boundaries. It does push boundaries without seeming like it's trying to, which is what I really like about it. And I hope that those two things stand out and make it interesting and make it fun and new and fresh. And yeah.
Absolutely. Brielle, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. It was so great chatting with you.
So fun. What a good time.
The Lake on Prime Video, they can check it out.
Prime Video.
If they haven't watched it, what are they doing? Like, go watch it right now, right?
Why are you watching this and not watching The Lake? That's my question.
Whoa. No, they got to watch this interview, then go watch The Lake.
My bad. Okay, we'll fix that.
I need the subs, Brielle. I need the subs. People can follow you on Instagram, right? Instagram's the best place.
Yeah, Brielle_Robillard.
Yeah, but that's not your name, right? Your name is like what's your name or something?
My name is I Make Stuff. I actually made that, Peter. I made that in like grade 7, and I was just like, I make stuff. That's what I do. Forget a name. I make stuff, and it's stuck.
You should make like if you ever make your own stuff, you have to call like I Make Stuff Productions or something.
That is a great idea.
Make sure it doesn't exist first.
Yeah. Everybody forget he said anything until a couple of years. No.
Absolutely. This has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative. For previous episodes, you're going to be able to catch Brielle Robillard in The Lake, streaming now on Prime Video. Until next time, this is Brielle and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.